I mean, I'm not trying to say like Ohio is that bad.
Oh, I am. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Because it is.
And here we go.
You want to be like? Sensitivity equals fucking poverty.
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Check it out, homie.
Guys, welcome to episode 153 of Insensitive Culture. As always, you know me.
What's up, what?
On the other end is...
And that fool Blazer, Ramon.
On the other end is... And we will forever be...
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Make sure you check it out, homie.
3 years of Insensitive Culture. This past weekend, we celebrated 3 years of the pod, and it hasn't felt like it's been that long. But on the other hand,
Big
it
facts.
Completely feels like it's been that long.
True that.
Through everything that we've been through, it makes it feel like, holy shit, that was a long time ago. But at the same time, 3 years have gone by so quickly that I look forward to the next 3 years and beyond.
Big facts.
Oh,
Word.
man. How y'all showing up?
Good, baby. Doesn't feel like 3 years. That's for fucking sure.
Word. Yeah.
I just thought of it.
Lots has changed, but damn, 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe it. That's a long time.
Yeah, I just thought of it. I just because it was we dropped our first episode 3 years ago on February 18th, and yeah, so it's been
So
we're a few
technically
days
not
over.
3 years for me yet. I haven't been.
Yeah, that's
March
true.
baby
That's
on
true.
this show.
That's true. But we've all been along this journey together. Because you didn't jump on. I think you jumped on episode 4.
Something like
It
that.
was mad early, yeah.
It's like 3 or
Yeah.
4.
I was looking at the cover when we switched from, when we made the name changes and everything, and when it was still Golden Podcast. I was looking at all that stuff, and we had screenshots of the Batman with Rob Pattinson, and we were just like thinking like, oh, this is gonna be dope. Like, can't wait to see that. And now it's been a year since that release.
It's funny
because
because we all just saw Ant-Man recently. You know, it just came out this past week, and I remember, us just speculating on Quantumania, and I remember I think you probably said, yeah, Quantumania drops in 2023, and we were like, get the fuck out, who gives a shit? Like, that's in 2.5 years. Nobody gives a shit about
Word.
like, where are we even gonna be? And now it's just we're talking about all the shit that we felt like was gonna take forever, dude. And it's kind of dope that shit just kind of creeps up because we're living our lives, we're doing our thing, and time just has a way of passing. And if we fucking fucked with Ant-Man already, dude, it's just gonna be, all that other shit that we were pissed about having to wait for. It'll fucking be here before we know it.
Yeah. So if everyone out there join us in a small toast to my guys, 3 years down, many more to go. Cheers.
Yes, sir.
Boom.
Cheers.
If y'all out there, have a drink. If y'all out there already drinking, have a drink. If you're on the road, wait until you get to a safe location where you will be for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, just at least pull over.
At least pull over.
If you have something to take a shot with, we don't have to remind you not to drink and drive. You're already doing your thing, whatever the hell you're doing. Anyway. All right, yeah, so we have a lot to talk about, so we might as well just jump right into it.
Question.
Let's hear it, Dave. What we got?
All right, here we go. First one, we'll give it a little easy one real quick. Have you ever dated a chick you banged on the first or second date? And if so, how long did you date for? Did it last?
I see the question.
I would have to say so, yeah, because I'm still in that relationship.
Damn, first night? All right.
Not
Shit.
the first night. It was second date, I want to say.
Fire.
Putting out those vibes, right? You're like,
Yeah.
okay. She's like,
Yeah.
Couldn't stop thinking about it. Had to get it.
To where when it happened, I was like, oh, this is happening.
Oh shit.
Used to like, all right, cool, shit.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely. I mean, ones that I've definitely the one that like this is the one time where I've been in a relationship, but we've all had one night stands that just didn't lead up to not a damn thing. Maybe another little rendezvous, and then that was it, and then it was just done and over with.
Yeah.
But that was it.
Yeah.
I was an asshole too growing up, so I would lead the girls on to thinking that we're gonna be in a relationship, and then I was just trying to figure out ways to dead that whole situation. So
Okay. All right.
So I'm sure if I wanted to, it could have been more than one, but nah, I was just trying to smash when I was younger.
That's how you got in them panties.
Yeah.
I love you, baby. We're gonna be forgotten.
You know how you are when you're young. You say whatever the fuck just to smash. Yeah. Johnny knows. Johnny, there's still someone waiting in their bedroom for this.
I think about that dorm chick like once a month, bro. I'm like, yo, she's probably devastated right now,
Just
yo.
sitting
Just
there
like, why didn't he
for this
come
man.
back? She's got a family and kids, and when she's laying in bed at night, she's like, why didn't he come back? Why didn't he come back?
What did I do?
And then he talks about it on his podcast.
She listens to the podcast. She's such a huge. She's still so shook.
Yeah. I mean, avid listener. I thank you. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. Put a comment so I could throw you on a T-shirt.
Oh shit!
That's crazy.
Like a mugshot.
Oh man.
Shit.
How about you, Johnny?
I haven't really been in a lot of relationships, like dating relationships, because shit, I've been with Joyce since I was like, I want to say like 23, 24. Maybe 23, maybe 22. Shit, I never remember like the actual like start year, but anyways,
a long time ago.
It was a while ago. Yeah, we dated for mad long. I strung that out as long as I could before actually walking down
You're
the
preaching
aisle.
to the choir here, my friend.
Yeah. You're getting to that line. But
you were with her through 2 of my relationships, so
We saw half your family being born, dog.
oh shit. That's hilarious. Yeah. So it has happened.
Okay.
Definitely it was a relationship I was in probably, I don't think it lasted more than like 5 months.
Wow.
I think it was like maybe 5 or 6 months, but I was devastated. Like she left me and everything. I was devastated over it. That was like it was a chick that I don't know if this counts though. Maybe it doesn't count now that I think about it. So it was a chick that I had a one night stand with years ago when I was a freshman in college. And then like 2 or 3 years later, I came back and I run into her, and then it was like first night we're smashing again.
So it's like a redo.
Did like kick her. She was like kind of seeing a dude, not boyfriend, but they were, dating. And she literally like kicked the dude out of the house. He was like visiting in town. She was like, "Yeah, you gotta go.
Johnny's here, dog. You gotta be out. You're done."
That had to feel good though.
They did.
But then you're locked in. Like that's a commitment. She kicked that dude out. You gotta stay for at least 6 months, I'm thinking, but it didn't go that long. Did she kick you out for another dude who came back into the picture? Is that what happened?
She kicked me out for a dude that I introduced her to.
Oh, that's why I never introduced my homies to my girl ever. You just never know.
I should definitely have not done that.
Yeah, which reminds me, I still feel like a dick about that, bro. I'm so sorry.
Oh, this Wok came in and sniffed. She thought her and Wok were gonna be together for a minute. He made her think, and then
nah, it wasn't me. I just had to throw that in.
He had to clarify for the pod, make sure, because we all thought
it wasn't me. I'm not that much of an asshole, guys.
Not to Johnny.
Fuck that dude, walk.
Fuck that dude, walk. That's why he came back to the pod. He's like, yeah, let's pod together though. It's all good.
Mr. Steal Your Girl over here.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Those were better times. I was playing with fire. During those years. Ugh, Jesus.
We
Christ.
all were. It wasn't good.
That shit, I want to say maybe 5 or 6 months this shit lasted, and like I said, I was stuck on this chick for way too long, even after, like, way after. And beyond, when I was like in other relationships, still thinking about this chick.
Oh man, that's rough.
But thankfully, way over her. After many years.
Does she ever creep into your mind?
She must have been good.
Like now?
Yeah.
Every once in a while.
I don't know. It was a mental thing. Honestly, she wasn't anything like sexually great or anything. She wasn't even like that hot. Honestly.
Damn. You're really selling her.
It was a mental thing. It was like the timing of how that first night thing it worked out. It was like, it made me feel like, oh, this was a sign. It was meant to be, or some shit. So in my mind, it was always and we, like, during those like few months that we were together, like, we clicked like mad hard, and really only had like 3 arguments, but I guess they were like major arguments that apparently she couldn't get past.
At least that last one must have been a doozy, right?
Yeah, I can't even honestly remember what it was.
It was probably stupid.
I just remember her being really pissed about some shit and just like kicking me out.
Damn.
Johnny's just knowing Johnny and how, like, matter of fact he is on the podcast and how blunt he is about a lot of things. He's probably just he's just probably gonna be like, well, statistically, you know, you're probably more overweight than about 85% of the population or something.
I wish I said that.
Oh,
that
man.
would have been accurate.
She's a big girl.
Oh, she is also a listener of the show, so we appreciate you.
Damn. All Johnny's exes be listening to this pod. It's wild. I hope mine
all
don't.
3 listeners that we have.
Do they live in the Ukraine?
No, they're offline for the past year.
Oh, all of Johnny's exes are holding this pod together.
Mm-hmm. They better start buying some fucking merch, dog.
All right.
You want to get a shot? Buy a fucking t-shirt.
Dave, what do you got?
Shoot your shot.
So I mean, I thought about it a little bit, and definitely no first night smashes were dates like that. Just it didn't happen. Like you said, there may have been more like meetup, more rendezvous, that sort of, you know, smashing, but like nothing ever came of it. There was one chick, second date smash, and then we dated for literally like maybe a month tops. Like there wasn't, you know, like the 5 months. That's why I was so surprised by the 5 months. Like that made my 1 month seem, you know, like it was shitty. But like this chick lived kind of like not super far away, but far enough away that it was kind of a pain in the ass to get in the car and like drive all the way over there. So I was like, and like I think one time I said I didn't have money for gas, and then like I bought this brand new bong and all this dope shit, and I remember showing it to her, and she's like, you got money for bongs and shit, but you can't come and see me. And I was like, fuck, you're right. And then like that was pretty much it there. I think she started dating like a coworker or something, and I was like, all right, well, there goes that. And I just, you know, I packed on with my shit. I definitely wasn't thinking about her for a long time after that, but I'm glad, because that shit hurts, dog. I don't want my homies going through that. What was that chick's name? I should have a chat with her. The chick that hurt you, Johnny. I want to know, because it's going to bother me now that she fucked with you like that. I don't play that shit. Yeah, no. First night smashes. I mean, that's kind of a no-go.
First night smashes, I mean, depends on how it happens, but first night smashes are generally, it's exactly that. Like it's a one night stand.
It's a great red flag that I love.
Depends. I guess, like I said, it depends on how how that goes, but like if you meet her at a bar and it's just straight up, y'all just click, y'all chilling, and it's a one night stand kind of thing, or you smash the first night, huge red flag. But if it's other, different circumstances and whatnot, and y'all click, so you know how it is when you feel it. You know what I mean? Because like, look at that. I had I think it was probably second or third with our relationship, and we're just both like, fuck, it's been 7 years now. So,
Fuck.
Too late to turn back.
It's not even a fuck. It's more like a damn. Where did that time go? Because that shit felt like it was just yesterday. Because we've been through a lot of stuff in them 7 years, with kids and all that. So, but it generally happens that way. But anyway, whatever. Whatever.
Ain't no thing.
I just never. I honestly I've only really been in 2 relationships, and they've both been fucking long as fuck. So. Maybe I'm not the best one to ask that question.
Yeah.
I was scared to get into relationships prior to that. I don't know.
Feel that.
I feel like I know at least 2 people that married their one night, well, not one night stand, but their first night hit or whatever.
Damn.
Yeah.
First night smash.
Like I said, there's a lot that goes in.
Yeah.
There's a lot that goes into it. Depends on how you met. Like that could be the best fucking relationship, but if you should see the red flags when you should notice the red flags when you see them. So, but
nah, I don't.
All right.
That's my
I know.
weakness.
Usually me neither.
I don't.
That's
I do, but I just ignore them.
Hey, bro,
That's
I'm a Virgo, bro. I'm passive aggressive as a motherfucker. So I feel like sometimes I feel like Matt Damon in The Departed. When he goes, if there's something wrong, you really have to tell me because I can know that there's something wrong and I will let it go until the day I die.
Are you also Irish? You got some Irish in you?
No.
No.
Actually, about 2%, but that's about it.
I can tell.
I did my 23andMe.
Oh, I'm like, okay.
Okay.
Where's that going?
No, literally, it like lumps up Irish, Scottish, like all of it. It's about 2%.
Interesting.
That is very interesting.
White Europe.
So yeah, I'm buying my kilt. It's on the way. So, all right. What's the next question, bro?
All right. Last of Us is hot right now. The infected, the zombie outbreaks. Who would y'all want to help you survive in a zombie/infected outbreak? You have 3 choices we're going to go with. Obviously, there's a bunch of dudes you could pick. We're going to go with Joel from The Last of Us.
Okay.
Rick from The Walking Dead.
Okay.
Or Brad Pitt, Gerry Lane in World War Z. Who would you feel safest with? That's how I sort of was interpreting it.
I don't remember World War Z.
Really? Oh, World War Z was tight, dude. That was
it was tight. I just don't remember specifics. I'm leaning more towards that because those zombies were
Insane.
crazy.
They were.
Yeah,
They were the fastest zombies that I can think of.
And if he could survive that shit, like you could, like these other zombies from The Walking Dead and from The Last of Us, they're a walk in the park.
The Last of Us fucking infected, bro. When they came out of that motherfucking hole, that shit was fast as a bitch, son. Like they weren't playing around. I'm not outrunning those. Like you're fucked, bro.
I'm thinking more of the game more than I was the TV show. That you're right though on that. Yo, they came hard, bro. Like nobody.
I wasn't expecting that. I was like, maybe like a hand creeping out of there, but like they just fucking flojo out of that bitch, and I was not ready for it.
Yeah, that's why that spoiler alert kid got bit because
word.
They played it like, oh, they're hiding underneath the car and they're gonna survive. Nah, you got bit. Mm-hmm. You're not getting away from that shit.
It's rough. I'm gonna go ahead.
Escaping this. This is too crazy.
Yeah, facts.
I'm I'm gonna go ahead and make a choice on this. I will say, because of the lack of information that I know on that character, I would have to say Joel. Rick, for me, just I don't know, bro. He pissed me off so many times during that that fucking show, bro. If he was that hard ass, he would have gotten Negan. Like within that first the first run around, he wouldn't have. I fell off of the show since then, but I don't know. He wouldn't have been able to convince everyone else that he had to lead them.
Yeah.
You know? So I would have to go with Joel. Joel, we see a softer side of him when because of Ellie and everything that he went through, but there are you hear the stories lingering of Joel being a hard ass and fucking how many people he's killed just to before he got to the quarantine zone, and like how he did what he had to do to survive. So I'd say Joel.
I don't know, man. My man Joel, I love him. He's a great dude.
I know you're gonna go with Brad Pitt. That's your guy.
He's slipping, son. My man falls asleep all the motherfucking time, dog. You can't be falling when you say you're about to watch, son. You can't pass out. They almost got murked mad times. And yeah, no, I love Pedro Pascal. I don't trust this Joel. My man. Okay, all right. My man is getting people murked all the time. And like you said, Rick, I mean, he bailed for the most part. Like, I don't really know the full context of it, but like, I know that he left. I know he's getting a spin-off. So like, I don't want somebody bailing on me, but like Brad Pitt, Gerry Lane, man, everything went his way all the time. And I'm pretty sure he infected himself to be immune. So like the zombies don't even see him anymore. So like, that's got to be my dude. And even if he wasn't immune, I'm a Brad Pitt guy. You knew I was going to pick Brad Pitt regardless.
That's why I knew that was going to happen. I'm like, all right, give me your Brad Pitt reason right now. Your Brad Pitt reason. It's like, yeah, we could, totally get it on.
Hell yeah. People... Like Johnny said, the Trizzy, right? I want to hear who Johnny's picking.
Shit, man. I was gonna go with Rick, but y'all making me feel like
Rick is
the main reason I was gonna go with Rick is because I just don't know enough about Joel. And so I don't know how things turn out. I mean, I guess Joel through episode 5 is probably better than Rick through season 6. But Rick through season 3, like he was the man.
He was that dude.
He I feel like I'm gonna go with Rick, but if I had to choose anyone from a zombie survival apocalypse, I'm probably gonna go with Alice from Resident Evil.
I like that.
That's a solid choice.
I was thinking
she always kicks ass.
Ving Rhames from Dawn of the Dead. Even though it didn't end up great for him, but I feel like I'd feel mad safe with Ving Rhames, son. Agreed. I
don't know. Till he puts on that dress and it's your turn.
Oh.
That's different.
We all know Ving Rhames always ends up in a dress.
That facial expression. You gotta see the video.
Sus.
Now, and also another thing, one thing, like World War Z, the only thing I do remember is like
I really don't remember anything about World War Z at all.
I don't really remember much. I do have to watch it again. But I remember that it was like, it was at the beginning of the outbreak, right? Like he's surviving the beginning of this outbreak.
Yeah.
Whereas the other two characters, like Rick, we kind of saw. Oh no, he woke up in the middle of the outbreak. So everything is
beginning-ish. when he woke up at that
beginning
hospital.
ish, but then we move it along to the and both with Rick and Joel, their biggest I think we've talked about it before, and anybody that has played the games, watched the shows, whatever, they notice that or you should notice that it quickly evolves from being a show about zombies being the antagonist to, okay, now killing zombies is just our everyday thing.
Yeah.
It's the fucking people that have survived that we have to worry about.
Right.
And so like both Joel and Rick are they're survivors of that. You know what I mean? Whereas with Brad Pitt's character, he was just surviving those zombies because he was getting help from different people, right? Because everybody was like working together.
Yeah, he worked for like a government agency. I forget which one it was. So like he did have some help sort of getting around, but like my man still went through some shit, son.
Nah, I gotta watch the show. I gotta watch this or the movie because I remember it being. I think I saw it the one time when it dropped and haven't seen it since. When the hell did that come out? Long fucking time ago.
Yeah. What, 2014? I'm just guessing. I'm throwing that out there. I don't really know when that came out, but it seems. Was it 13?
13, yeah.
Okay. That was right area.
Yeah, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's just my takeaway from it is Joel and Rick. Joel and Rick got to the point where they're not even worried about the zombies.
Rick came from it like a little bit more like he approached a lot of the situations that they would get into from kind of like this almost moral high ground because he was a sheriff, right? And so he's trying to think of it in a more rational way, whereas Joel's like, nah, fuck all that. Like, I'm just trying to survive. Like, fuck like from the minute we really meet Joel, he's murking the neighbors and saying, buckling seatbelts and saying, no, we're not helping them, driving past surviving families. Like, fuck them. Like, that was not Rick's style. Rick would have definitely pulled over for that first family.
Yeah.
And probably gotten eaten.
Right. I'm not rolling with Rick, son. So wait, what was your answer? Was it Joel, Johnny? What did you go with?
He said
he didn't even answer yet?
No,
you said Rick?
Yeah. I pussied out and I said Alice, but
oh, that's right, you did.
Yeah, I don't know enough about Joel. I'm gonna stick with Rick. Fuck it.
Okay,
right.
He'll get me killed.
That's fair. That's why I didn't
like 5 years.
That's why I didn't pick Brad Pitt. I don't know enough for me to confidently say, yeah, that's the guy I'm putting in my life.
Yeah, rewatch World War Z, and I want y'all to come back to this question.
All right, we'll see.
All right, what's the next one?
All right, last question.
Ooh.
If you were offered $1 billion to never leave the state of Ohio, would you take it?
Oh, fuck. The way that Ohio is right now, I don't know.
Yeah, Ohio's not doing great right now. No. Not doing great. What was it?
But $1 billion is a lot.
$1 billion? You could live like a fucking Ohioan king.
What happens if you leave Ohio?
All your money's gone. Anything you bought with it, gone.
Forever?
Yes. I mean, you can make more money. Vacation? No, you can make more money. You can go get a job and shit and work in Ohio or wherever the fuck you went. But you don't get that $1 billion.
Ohio.
Ohio.
Yeah. Ohio.
What, the Drew Carey show?
Yeah. I mean, in all honesty, it wouldn't be much different from me living here in Rochester, and I barely fucking left this place. So if I had to live here, but I had $1 billion and I just couldn't leave Rochester, I think I'd be okay with that. So,
no, wait, we're not talking about Rochester.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I've been to Ohio. It's whatever. I can, with $1 billion, I can have a dope ass mansion. I could do a bunch of shit within the state. I think I'd stay in Ohio for $1 billion.
You can't go to like the Barbados. You can't go to Mykonos. You can't flex that bread. You can't do nothing. You're just in. You want to go out on the night for a night? You go to fucking Cleveland, Columbus. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm not. I'm not flexing. I'm not flexing in Columbus.
You're making some good points, man. I can't literally go anywhere, not even for like a fucking
no
vacation. Just no for $1 billion.
Can't even go to Florida. Ugh.
I know. Nowhere. Nowhere.
You can't. No, you're going up and down from Akron to Cincinnati.
Go to fucking Canton. Go to Canton. Go to the Football Hall of Fame if you're feeling saucy.
Yeah,
that's it. But you flex there. You roll your fucking
and
Tesla
Cincinnati, if I recall correctly, is literally like across the border from. Is it Knoxville? No, Lexington, Kentucky, I think. Oh. Lexington, Kentucky and Cincinnati are like across the river from each other. And
you could peer over the border.
Honestly,
I think even the airport of Cincinnati is in Kentucky.
Better not go to that airport. Better not go to that airport.
So you can only fly out of like Cleveland. That's your only like major airport.
Where would I be flying to?
Where are you going to fly?
Yeah, you're not flying.
I can't go anywhere. I would have to say I would still
fly from Cleveland to Cincinnati. You always have to drive.
Yeah.
We take a chopper, I guess.
I mean, with $1 billion, with $1 billion, yeah, I would definitely. I would still take it, and I'll say why. Because one, I just don't want to have to worry about fucking money problems ever again. So I'd be happy with that. Two, like you said, like I would not fucking drive. I would buy a helicopter. I would still have like a private jet, whatever. Like I can still do that. But I wouldn't invest in a private jet just to go, from one point of Ohio to another. But yeah, definitely a helicopter. I'd have a crib where I would try to have areas that just make me feel like I'm somewhere else, dude. Like, and I would bring anyone that I care about, like, to come visit me. Like, come here and we'll do it here. Yeah, I guess like Ohio, yeah, it sucks. But fuck it, I'm rich and y'all come to me, we'll party, we'll have a great time. This will be the best time you've ever spent in Ohio. Like I think I'll just, that would just be my life, dude. like I don't want to worry about money ever again. Yeah, just bring everything to me.
Yeah, hippos.
Bring it out here. This is my compound. This is my compound. Like, I'm just, buying mad acres of land. And we go to vacation on that side of the Yellowstone Ranch because that's where I built, like, this whole thing where it feels like we're in fucking, it feels like we're in Mexico when we go to that side.
Like for 1 month of the year.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Fuck it, Johnny. Like, we will make it happen. We will make it happen.
What about you, Johnny?
Oh, this is tough.
I know you're a traveling guy. You like to go to the Caribbean. You like to go to PR. You love your traveling. You got to travel for work. You got to tell work, nah, bro, I got to stay in Ohio. I'm sorry. I can't go anywhere else for you.
Yeah. I mean, well,
he has $1 billion. Why would he have to work?
I'm not going to be working.
Maybe he wants to pass the time.
Nah.
So
no.
I asked the question. I got an answer. What happens if I leave the state? I lose the $1 billion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say I'm going to take the $1 billion. I'm going to put that $1 billion to work. I'm going to turn that $1 billion into $2 or $3 billion.
Anything you got from that $1 billion.
Lose the $1 billion that I got, but I still got two or three more.
Any assets that were earned from that $1 billion are gone, dog. I said that. I said anything that came from the $1 billion.
Lose the $1 billion. So that's what I'm doing.
This guy loves loopholes, yo.
When you edit this, you'll hear me say anything that came from that $1 billion is gone.
If that's the case, then No, I can't do it.
I can't.
I can't.
I can't either.
I'm not trying to say like Ohio is that bad.
Oh, I am. That's exactly what I'm saying.
It is. Don't get me wrong. It is. And there's like mad parts of Ohio that are like ridiculously racist that I absolutely would not want to be in. I've also find myself in like bumblefuck towns of Ohio that I was like, yo, this place is like mad, like Brooklyn looking. Like, how the fuck did I remember finding myself in a small ass? I still don't even know why I pulled over and ate lunch in this place that I did. I think I was driving somewhere between like Columbus and Akron or something like that. I remember I was driving for a while, and I ended up in some like small village-ish, and I had lunch in this spot that was like a renovated bank. Like it used to be a bank, and they turned it into like a restaurant bar, and it was like had craft brews and all this stuff. And I remember thinking, like, without the internet, a place like this would not exist. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no way that this person in bumblefuck fucking Ohio would have thought like the style of this. Like, I could be in Brooklyn right now, or like San Francisco or something. Like, this vibe, I mean, unless they traveled someplace, got inspired, and then came back. Which is, you know, always a possibility, but
it happens.
Like the vibe of that whole village was very like
a hipster vibe,
like a hipster. Yeah, it was like a hipster village. Like, how the fuck is this like, you know, random town all hipstery here? And so, anyways, all that to say, not all of Ohio is shit, but a lot of it is like a lot of it. And Cleveland is fun. Yeah, I've found some pretty cool
Cleveland
places.
is fun.
Yeah, I've actually had a decent time in Cleveland as
but
well.
It's still like, anywhere. Like, you couldn't trap me in any state. Doesn't matter the state. Like, to say that I can't ever leave the state and I lose all my assets and riches and wealth.
Yeah,
it's not worth it. It's tough. That's a really tough decision, but I have to say it can't possibly be worth it to never be able to leave. Oh my gosh, I would feel so. And again, that's because I'm such a like world traveler and shit. Like, I would break my heart.
Yeah, I'm basing it all solely on the fact that I've barely even left Rochester. Like,
no, that makes sense. Like, with your lived-in experience, you're like, I barely left Rochester, so yeah, with an extra billion, I'm sure I could figure it out.
Right. Word.
But I also feel like if you got $1 billion, like, you wouldn't stay in Rochester. Like,
no, I would not.
You're all over the place, right?
No, I would not.
So if somebody gave you $1 billion, but was like, you can't ever leave the Rock, you'd probably still take it. But fuck, that would suck.
Yeah, like, it would suck. But I would I'd build a compound in this motherfucker, man. I'd build a compound. And I just feel like I would bring
you get bored of that compound.
Yeah, that's true.
Even fucking Michael Jackson
it's like
got
house
bored
arrest,
of his
bro.
Neverland Ranch.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. He had roller coasters and monkeys and all kind of crazy shit.
Word.
Did you said you wouldn't take it, right?
Nah,
Dave.
No, Dave hasn't said.
Even though obviously I don't go too many places, but like this move that I just made wouldn't have been possible. I would have had to leave my family and dog, and I would have had nothing.
You wouldn't have been in the position to do that if you had $1 billion.
I mean, I'd be like, baby, you don't have to work. You don't gotta do nothing.
you ain't like, the whole reasoning behind leaving is like it would be non-existent because you're a billionaire now. So you know, whatever.
I can't put the kibosh on her dream like that. If that's what she wanted to do, whether I had $1 billion or not.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Her dreams could change.
Oh, $1 billion will make anyone's dreams change.
Right. Oh yeah. She still has the luxury of going and visiting her friends in Cali and shit. It's just you. You're the only
Right.
one. It's like, oh,
I just
where,
gotta
babe?
stay back.
You're going again to go visit, your friends. All right, cool. I'll be here.
I'll be here.
That would suck too, though. That would suck.
Yeah, that
I'd never get to go to Amsterdam.
So say she's like spending your money on trips to Amsterdam
That I can't take. Yeah.
and Milan.
Right.
I'll be right back, babe. All right, yeah, no problem.
All right, cool out. I pay for her friends
I'll
to
be
go.
playing PS5.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're making it sound kind of tight when you guys put it like that. Shit, I get to play PS5 and shit.
Yeah.
No,
on a big ass screen, bro.
I'm gonna think about
Get
this.
to play
Fucking
PS5
theater.
on the IMAX theater screen, son.
Oh, that would
That's
be
tight.
lit. I'm sure
would be
people
lit.
have done it.
You could do that in Ohio, guys, if you wanted
That's
to.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You could do that. You'd be able to do whatever the fuck you want
Facts.
in your compound within the state.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't even gotta stay just on the
Yeah, you
fucking
ain't gotta stay in
Pablo
your compound.
Escobar land. You're making it sound like you're in fucking prison, dog.
I'd visit every inch of that fucking state, bro.
Oh, Cedar Point is in Ohio, right?
Cedar Point is in Ohio.
yeah.
Fuck yeah, Cedar Point
do
would be
that.
Got
dope.
one, like, theme park to go to.
Word.
That's all I can.
You could, you get to hang out on Lake Erie during the summer.
That
You
might
could
be
yacht
stuff.
it up.
I'd figure shit out. I'd still have a fucking blast, and I would bring the people that
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, I would still have a blast.
I mean, there's billionaires that live in Ohio now that are doing big ass shit. I just feel like
they can come
they
and go.
they do leave. Yes, they don't have to stay there. Word. That's the difference.
house
That's the
arrest.
difference. Right. Exactly. That's all I got,
right.
guys.
All right, so I will take the $1 billion. Both of y'all would not. I feel you.
Yeah, I want it, and I'll probably cry for like 3 years that I didn't take it.
I'll hit walk up for some money. I'll be like, yo,
Yeah,
I'll
you got
sneak
it.
you across the border for like $100K, son. We won't tell nobody about it.
Hey, if I got it, y'all got it. That's it.
That's what's up. See, we ain't even got to take it. We good. We can still travel, son. My man.
You know what time it is.
You know what it's time for.
News clips. Let's go. First news story of the day. Happy Fat Tuesday, guys.
Oh shit! Is them titties out?
Yo, we finally
Oh.
we finally got a day, bro. You said Fat Tuesday? Shit.
Shit.
This is the
God
Tuesday
damn
for
it.
the fatties.
It's about time we get appreciated. What is actually
Fat
Fat
Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Mardi Gras, son.
Mardi Gras.
Mardi
today.
Gras. I don't leave Rochester, so how the
I
fuck
don't leave
would I know?
Ohio, so I don't know. I don't know what happens outside of my
I
state.
don't even look
is
into
the
it. I don't even look into it.
Mardi Gras.
Have you guys been? Obviously, Walk hasn't been to Mardi Gras. John, have you been to Mardi Gras for like the actual? I feel like that's a place that you would go. I feel like that's got Johnny written all over it.
I mean, I've been to New Orleans many times.
Yeah.
It's probably one of my favorite American cities.
My dad
I think
too.
I've said on the pod before. I love New Orleans. Highly recommend anyone to go, especially people that are looking to go to Vegas. Like, fuck Vegas, go to New Orleans.
Damn.
I
Okay.
feel like it's the same exact vibe on a little smaller of a scale and way cheaper.
Yeah.
You get all the dope ass food. You get to walk around drinking. You go bar hopping from spot to spot with your, drink in your hands. And strip bars are right there on the main strip as well. So you see
Damn.
plenty of cities.
Okay.
There's gambling if you really want to do that as well.
Yo, I could stay in Louisiana for $1 billion. It sounds like
I think so.
that could do it.
I've never been to Mardi Gras itself, like the actual party. I think the closest I've ever come maybe was like a couple weeks after Mardi Gras, I want to say. Because I remember I met some locals and they was explaining how the in the locals of New Orleans, like Mardi Gras is the last celebration. It's either, I can't remember actually. It's either the last celebration or the first celebration, one of those. But there's like mad parties all month long, all throughout the thing. Like they do all kinds of freaking events and stuff like that. There's, they have their like more traditional shit where they have like their beauty pageants and all that stuff, like the formal beauty pageants where they're like they dress up as like the Southern Belles and all that shit. I forget what they call it. And I can't remember what some of the parties that they have. I know they do a thing with like king cake where you have to like like somebody finds like a
There's
doll.
There's something in the cake, right? Yeah, they bury little figurines and shit in there. Yep.
And then there's I recall dude telling me like everybody just thinks about like Mardi Gras, like that's the party, but he's like there's parties like for every fucking occasion. Like there's always a celebration here. And
po' boys.
Yeah, well, yeah, I fucking love me some po'.
Love me some po'.
Those are sandwiches, by the way. Walk.
I know.
Love me some po' boys.
Okay,
he's like, oh, I know what a po' boy is. Who you fucking playing with?
I never had one, but I know what it is.
I don't want to get a.
Hey, yo.
Big facts.
It's like, really, Johnny? Why don't, if you're going to go for the boys, you might as well go for the rich boys.
Go for the rich boys. I don't want no po' boy.
But anyways, no, I have not been to Mardi Gras.
No, same.
I've heard good things.
Same.
I've also heard other things where, back in the pre-pandemic days, it was like choking to walk through. Like you couldn't get around type shit.
Yeah.
But I do love me some Nolans. Anyways, happy Fat Tuesday to those that celebrate. For the Catholics out there also. So Fat Tuesday is the last day before Ash Wednesday, which kicks off the
Lenten season.
Yeah, Lenten. Lent is Easter, Advent is Christmas. Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely Lent. Yeah, I remember being not able to eat meat on Fridays as a kid, and it was devastating to me. It was like the worst thing that ever happened in my fucking life, bro. I can't have meat today. What the fuck?
Yeah, I never noticed that my dad would always bring home fish. Like I was excited about fish fries.
Yeah.
And so I never noticed that it was like, oh, we wouldn't eat meat on Fridays during the season. So it wasn't until like I was much older that I was like, oh, that's like a rule.
That's a rule.
Damn, like,
it was the worst.
So oh shit, that makes sense that we wouldn't. Didn't even notice that we wouldn't do it. I was just hyped for the freaking fish fries. Like, oh shit, Dad came home with the fish fries this week. Okay.
Yeah. Or we'd get pizza with like no meat, no pepperoni or anything on it. And that was okay. But like if I couldn't have like a burger or something, like I wanted McDonald's or something, like, some chicken nuggets or whatever, and I couldn't.
My mom still calls me on Good Fridays, and she goes,
"Did you eat meat?
Remember, you're not supposed to eat meat today." And you know me, man, I don't fucking know what day it is or anything. Especially like
okay,
when I was on my weight loss kick too, I had like meal preps and everything was like meat. It was, and I'd already eaten my first meal, which definitely had meat of some sort. And she'd be like, "Remember?" I was like, "Oh shit!" Like I still get those calls, bro. Like, and
remember.
And sometimes, and I'm not even a religious dude at all. And sometimes I still be like, it's Good Friday, just out of respect for my parents and all that stuff. But like, I'll give it a shot today. Like I can eat fish today. Whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Absolutely. I do that. I try to do that a couple times a week anyway. I don't go.
If it really came down to it though, like, and then I'd be like, man, I'm fucking eating this burger.
Oh yeah. You show up with some dinosaur, I'm crushing it. I don't care if it's fucking Easter, bro. Like I don't give a fuck. It's going down. Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Facts. All right. Anyways, moving on to more fun stuff. Not really, just news shit. Let's see what we got here. What is going on? You heard about this shit? Facebook trying to copy Twitter. Yeah, Twitter blue. Now I guess it's gonna be Facebook blue or something.
And
I don't know
Instagram
that
blue, right? It was Meta. It's both of them.
Meta blue.
It's Meta, yeah, but is it like Instagram?
I thought
Facebook?
I read it was. Yeah, I thought I read it was both of them.
Yeah,
it's
so-
Meta verified. I guess it'll go across all three
Right?
services,
It
right?
should if your accounts are linked, right?
And IG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So guys, if it's cheap enough and we find out that it's don't think bad about us when you see that little blue check mark next to our name.
No.
Pretend like it was given to us.
It's because we're official.
It's because we are official. Nah, but it is funny that Elon Musk came under so much criticism.
He caught a lot of shit for that.
A lot of shit for that. And here comes fucking Zuckerberg, who can't come up with an original idea to save his fucking life. And he does exactly he does exactly what he's supposed to do and goes, "Oh, well, that looks like it works out for him. Yeah, let's do that."
Let's do that.
Because if you really think about it, Meta has copied literally everyone. Fucking everything that's available on TikTok is now on Instagram. You got Reels, you got the fucking
Stories.
even the shit that you like, Johnny. The what's the shit where you take a photo instantly and everybody sends the photo of what they're doing right now and it shows.
what was that app?
Be Real?
Be Real. Yeah. When you introduced me to that, I was like, wait, this is something that I've already seen on TikTok. And then from there, I'm sure it's now coming to IG. I don't even know if it is. I think it's the dumbest fucking thing because I don't use it.
It's on TikTok either.
It is on TikTok. And that's where I was exposed to it first. And I thought it was the dumbest shit. And then you told me there's an actual application for this. So don't be surprised if it pops up on Meta as well. But he takes whatever's working for everyone else and for everyone else and then throws it on Instagram or Facebook. Because now Facebook is also has their version of Reels, has literally everything that you could do on Instagram, you could do on Facebook. It's just not exactly the same, but he copies everyone. So this is not surprising.
Yeah, not exactly the most. I mean, other than the Facebook, but even then, I don't think I can't remember the full story on how that shit came through. I feel like he was told what to do, put it together, and then claimed ownership over it, which is why he can't come up with a fucking original idea.
Yeah.
The story, like you said, stories he stole from Snapchat.
He did.
Reels were TikToks.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Instagram itself, he bought it because it was a fucking threat to Facebook.
Yep.
It sounds kind of like Apple. Apple doesn't do, on their phones and shit, like they don't introduce new features. They wait for them to drop on other phones and then they'll come in with them like 3 years later and be like, "Oh yeah, we got this too." Y'all didn't know that?
See, but
That's why they catch a lot of shit. I love it. I'm a fan. Y'all know I fuck with Apple.
I know. But the difference to me with that, right, is when Zuckerberg does it and he throws this feature onto his applications, he's still working on them. It's not the best version of that.
No, you're right. Apple does it quality. For sure.
Every single time that Apple does something like that, it's because it's an obvious application or feature on a phone. It's very obvious. But Apple always thinks of how can we incorporate this to be seamless and to be extremely functional and have a dope UI. Like it has to feel like amazing to use it. Whereas everyone else is going, I want to be the first. And then it's just bugs after bugs after bugs. And that shit is unreliable. Whereas where Apple waits those 2 to 3 years to say, how can we make this as best as possible before fucking releasing it? And when they do, it works way better than the shit that has been out. So I'm just saying that to me has been the difference between, because you have a point there for sure, but there's a difference there. Meta they just see, oh, this is very cool. We're gonna copy it. Like, oh, this is very useful to them, or this is blowing up. You know what I mean? Like, this application is blowing up. We're gonna throw it onto fucking Instagram now. It's a blatant copy of everything. Like, people were complaining because you can barely post just a photo on Instagram anymore. There was that update that literally turned it into TikTok, and people were upset about it. So then they reeled that shit back. They brought it back. And they're like, okay, we're gonna let you do photos again. They literally try to copy everything that someone else that is successful does, and they try to push them out of the market.
Apple got to drop that foldable phone then, coming up soon, son. I'm trying to cop one of those. I mean, they got to do it right.
Yeah, if they
tight. That shit look tight.
If they want, yeah, but do you remember all the bullshit that came with
it? They're pieces of shit. I get it. That's what I'm saying. They got to get it right, because them shits are hot if done correctly, and my shit's not going to break after 6 months. Like, I want that shit.
I do agree that fucking Apple does need to. They need it. We need to start seeing new designs for these phones, though. like I really want to see some newer designs. But
maybe every other year. Every other year. Nothing crazy.
Some, yeah.
I don't know how this shit works, but
cool.
That'd be good. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, moving on.
I mean, I in regards to this Meta verified, like, I don't understand why. Like, because a lot of the things that y'all are saying is like, you know, they copy shit that's going well for others, and then they do it themselves. I don't think that Twitter Blue is a big running success for Twitter. Like,
it's just more revenue. More revenue.
Snapchat has Snapchat Plus. I mean, there's people that are doing it. Don't get me wrong. It's not nobody. I think Snapchat has like 2 million of their users, which is not nothing, but it's also like, it's not a huge portion of their revenue. Sure, and even with Twitter, like, even if the most active users were paying for Twitter Blue, like, it's still not gonna, I don't even think it's $1 billion in profit at all. Like, so it's for Meta to do it, like, they have way more users. They have I guess users that care about, you know, veracity and whether or not the accounts that they're talking to are verified, but are they really? Like, the Facebook users that I know, the read Facebook whatever
crowd.
The Facebook crowd, like, they don't give a fuck.
They're all
about
old
shit.
Fucking right wing.
Like, who cares about being verified?
They don't.
On Facebook. Now, being verified on Instagram, yes. However, there's no way. I mean, at least I would imagine that there's going to be like a different check mark. Like, it's not going to be the same check mark as, you know, celebrities.
Rihanna gets.
Like,
if it is.
Would be, if it is, then that's, you know, they're going to run into the same problems that Twitter had when they had fucking, you know, all these fake account names and shit telling people that vaccines were free or whatever, insulin was free and all kinds of wild ass shit. Like, I think they've had, you know, that y'all were talking about, you know, the Apple hindsight of going later. You know, Meta has that opportunity where they saw the mistakes that Twitter made so that they can not run through those mistakes. But at the same time, again, I just feel like, what do I get for $12 fucking a month?
And more on an iPhone, right? If you
like, at
if
least
you go through iOS.
Yeah, of course. You know, they got to add the 30%.
That's so fucked, bro. That I fucking
Apple
hate that.
eat
That's
their
a news
30%.
story right there. That's some bullshit.
But, you know, freaking, at least with Twitter Blue, you get, like, I can edit my tweets. And I have a feeling, I don't know that this is public because I've asked, but I haven't gotten a definitive answer. I keep seeing people publish tweets that are fucking long as hell.
Yeah, that's a new feature. I think that was
of Twitter
introduced.
Blue?
Yeah, I think that was introduced in general.
Of anybody can do that?
Yeah, those I saw.
Nah, because I
Twitter,
tried to
Twitter
write tweets.
tweeted. Really?
I see, like, I literally saw someone the other day, and I seen their tweet, and I swear to God, I was kept scrolling, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
So I like copied the whole tweet.
You tried to
and then I
retweet it?
put a new, I tried to create a new tweet and pasted it.
Okay.
And 80% of the tweet was highlighted in red, like you're beyond the limit.
Okay.
And
So
I was like,
it must be Twitter Blue then.
this got to be like a paid feature. But I went back to that person's account and I, tapped on their arrow or their check mark or whatever.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a Twitter Blue. It was a legacy verified account. So I was like, they're not paying for it, but they're I was like, I don't know what the hell this is. Must be like maybe only for special people. I don't know. I think I wrote a comment like, holy character count Batman or some shit. And I got like a response where he was just like, oh, like he sent a GIF where it was like, it's magic. And
It's
I was like,
magic.
okay, well, that doesn't answer my question. Like,
Not
how the
at all.
fuck did you do this, man? But anyways, like at least you get some perks with Twitter Blue. Like the perks that Zucker is talking about here is like literally just verification shit. Like you get a fucking check mark that verifies you are a real person. And
that's it.
I think you get like some extra features for people that are trying to impersonate or steal your account or shit like that. It's all like security shit. And I'm just like, if I'm not like a corporate or a celebrity, why the fuck would I pay $12 a month for this? Like, I don't care enough about IG, WhatsApp, or Facebook to pay $12 a month, especially if I'm not going to get any extra bonuses.
That would determine whether or not we would actually consider some shit like that. It's like, what are the perks other than having a fucking blue check mark next to our name?
Yeah.
Like if we're gonna have insensitive culture with a blue check mark, but our reels are still getting shitty fucking
it doesn't do anything for that.
Yeah, what is the purpose?
Yeah.
There's
no benefit. I'm good.
Right. Like, 20% boost reels or boosted reels or some shit would probably make us okay, well, hey, we might want to consider some shit like that. But if it's just a check mark next to our name, fuck that. Nah, we're good.
Yeah.
Word.
I'm good. All right.
I'm sure there's more to come from that though.
So I don't know if you all remember last year, I think it was, in the UK, they tried to do some trials. A bunch of companies started doing a 4-day work week to test it out and see what would happen. And apparently it was a fucking success, like a huge success. There was 61 companies, 2,900 employees of those companies, and only 1 in 6 of those employees said that no amount of money would convince them to return to 5 days.
Word.
Yeah. Like, apparently it was it turned out really well. The companies made more money. There was like, it was just an overall success. Like, I'm totally down for this fucking 4-day work week shit.
That would be sick. And then eventually let's go to 3 days.
How does that work though? So is it like 4 days, but you work longer hours on those 4 days?
Nope.
Nope. Same 8-hour workday. It's just, instead of 40 hours, it's 32.
Okay, so you're getting less money?
No.
No, you're salaried.
You're good. Same shit.
Oh, you're salaried. Okay. So you get the same amount.
I think, do people just like think, oh man, I have less days in the week and they're more focused on getting their shit done in those 4 days? Is you think like that's why that, and then they're so happy to also have that, you know, that extra day that like, I feel like I would be in such a better mood knowing that I had a 4-day week that like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like I would go out of my way to crush it and be like, yo, I need this to fucking stick around because this is tight. Like that would be ideal for me. A 4-day work week would be perfect.
Yeah. I could easily get the same amount of work done in 4 days that I get done in 5.
I would go out of my way to get more done, honestly, just to make it look good. Like, yeah, see, this was a good idea. There you go. But that would only last like a year.
But then that only lasts so long.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
just skews the results, right? Like,
Yeah.
If anything, if you really think about it, that last day, Friday, people are just so amped to get the fuck out of work that the productivity of that day
Exactly.
is never really at its highest. So it doesn't really
That's
fucking
true.
matter.
That would move to Thursday.
yeah,
Now
exactly.
people would
That's
shit
what
the bed on Thursday, and then we get like less shit done.
I mean,
I could see that
sure.
happening.
I could see that happening too. We all hate Mondays. Why not just get rid of Mondays too?
Nah, then
But then
Tuesdays
that
would
just
just
make
be
Tuesday. Yeah, I
Tuesdays
know.
would be Mondays, dog.
There's
You got
never,
it.
there's
Then
never.
it's just Tuesday,
No.
Wednesday, Thursday.
Let's just
Eventually,
stop
we're
working.
just gonna be like, we work 1 day a week.
We would all
don't work.
we would
And
all
we'll still
dread
be
that
miserable
day.
We
as
just
fuck.
don't work at all.
Like, oh, fuck that day.
Let's just stop working.
Let's
How
just
about
stop
that?
working. Yeah, just cut us a check.
Cut the
And
check.
cut the check.
Nobody
Cut us a
works.
check for nothing, for no reason whatsoever. And yeah,
We'll all be happy.
we'll all be extremely happy. Oh man. Nah, yeah, I'm for that. Obviously, I'd be down for a 4-day fucking work week. We're used to living our entire lives working the 5 days a fucking week. Unless you choose to, you know, to be an entrepreneur or some shit like that, where you're just constantly working. There are literally no days off. But,
Yeah.
you know.
But you're kind
4
of
day
making
work.
your own schedule, but like you're still working a fuck ton. So like, is it better or is it not better? Like,
What do you mean? Like
I'm saying like if, you know, like the entrepreneurs that are going hard, like sure, they don't work 9 to 5 like a normal person, but they could be, you know, talking on the phone or working at 11 o'clock at night to 1 in the morning because they're working with a different country, or like those hours could be crazy. Like you could still be putting more work in, just not going into an office on a 9 to 5. Like your Mark Cubans and shit, your Elon Musks, they're fucking, they're going hard, bro. Like they're putting in more
They
than
are.
the 40 hours that we fucking phone in every week, right?
They are, but the difference is they actually give a fuck about what the fuck they're doing. You know what I mean?
That's
Like
fair.
if you had right now, right? Because I know y'all had your own, you know, 420 business going on or whatever, and that was your baby, bro. That was like, you have your product and you have to talk. You would not give a fuck about having to call that person at 11 o'clock at night. That's just what you got to do.
That's just business.
And I think that's the difference. Whereas with these other jobs, they're like pretty much telling you, hey Johnny, you have to work these hours. And you're like, man, what the fuck? I don't want to work these hours.
But,
You know what I mean?
But regardless about how, you know, how passionate you are about what you're doing, I mean, that's still time that you're not with your family. You're not doing what you want to do.
Correct.
You're putting in hours away from everything, you know, that you care about or hold dear. That was really my only point, is that you're still putting in those hours. You're pulled away from everything. Like it could be a lot worse, even though you do care about it and you love it. Like you could easily throw in your 40 hours and check out for the weekend and, you know, hang out with your kids, do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, I think the major difference though is right there is you would just be like, yo, hold on a second, I have to take a phone call. You dip in, you make that phone call, whether it takes, you know, half an hour, 45 minutes, whatever. You make that phone call, and then you're okay. All right, now let's move on. with our
and
fucking.
then sometimes you got to fly to Hong Kong for the fucking week or some shit. Like it's not always. I'm sure the quick phone calls are great. I get it, but if you're
Hong
a real
Kong.
Mark Cuban's going to Hong Kong.
Oh no,
at least
I
twice
didn't say
a year,
I didn't say
for
you
sure.
were gonna be the fucking the elitist of all billionaires and shit, or of
saying,
all
like, you know.
entrepreneurs.
They're putting in work, son. That's all I'm saying. Entrepreneurs are putting in work too, just not.
Nah,
9 to
there's
5.
different type of entrepreneurs because there are definitely those entrepreneurs that put family first, and they have a fine line of when they know when they to put their business hours. I've heard of that, and then you have who you're talking about, Mark Cubans and whatnot, who drew the line in the sand and said, I don't give a fuck about like money comes first. And those are your Mark Cubans. Well, I don't know them, so I don't really know that to be true.
That's
but
fair. I think that's a fair assumption.
I think
Mark
it's a
Cuban
fair
doesn't
assumption.
love his kids.
He hates
Yeah.
him. He could give a shit less about him.
There was somebody else who was under fire, and I can't think of it. For the dude from Shark Tank.
Mark Cuban?
No. His name,
Mr. Wonderful?
Mr. Wonderful.
Mr. Wonderful,
He wrote some
okay.
shit like, he wrote some tweet, and I'm paraphrasing here because I don't know exactly, but he wrote some shit saying pretty much like, you may lose your wife, your mom might be mad at you, you know, this and this might happen, but you know what?
What a dick.
The money comes first. And he was surprised, and he's defending the fact that he said that, but he was surprised as to why he got so much fucking backlash for that comment. And it's because he drew a line in the sand and said, like, yo, business comes first 100% of the times. Fuck everything else. And I mean, he's entitled to feel that way.
Sure.
But that's not everyone's thought. That's not every entrepreneur's goal.
Right.
There's levels to that shit.
Yeah.
But if you want to become a billionaire,
Say
I
it,
think
the
I
ones
think at
whose
some point you
names
gotta
we
say,
know.
fuck this family.
Yeah, the
If you
ones whose names
if you
we
want to
know.
make them billions,
Yeah, probably.
yeah,
At least to some level.
to some level, you have to have that ride or die with you. That's not gonna give you shit about. Nope. Dad has to go. I'm holding you down. He'll be back in a few days.
Mm-hmm.
That has to be like a
Yeah.
word. It has to be like something written, like something pre-discussed within the family that dad is not going to be around. But anyway.
Yeah. How did we get onto this from 4-day work weeks?
I don't know.
Entrepreneurs balling out.
We
What's,
brought up,
you know,
entrepreneurs
yeah.
and shit.
The time you're putting in.
You know that what we do. We fucking go on tangents like a
I was just trying to find a way to get back. And I missed it. So I'm just going to talk about the robot apocalypse that's coming.
Word.
Yes, sir.
Apparently, researchers never stop researching, and they've gone ahead and fucking invented a liquid metal robot that shapeshifts just like the Terminator. And I'm talking literally, there is a video of this fucking robot literally melting, moving through the cage, and getting up
reforming
and going
himself.
recombining itself. So the idea here, right,
Jeez.
as with most things, it starts off with good, noble intentions, right? It's a robot that can go in your stomach, grab something, wrap itself around it, and move through your body. Like that's the idea here. But like I said, most things start off with noble intentions. We've seen enough of these movies to know how apocalypse start, right? Like, you know, they're testing to try to cure cancer, and then we end up with zombies and shit, right? Like it's always bad news. How do you how do we reconcile that? Like, I do want the nanobots that go inside of my body and fix all the things.
Grab the
Like,
cancer and get it out of there. And
I'm
all
dying
that
for
shitty
that
stuff.
those days.
Elon Musk was talking about that shit too, about us, the fact that cyborgs, like we're already kind of cyborgs. The only problem is the disconnect of the device in our hand. rather than it being instantaneous. Like, and we're not too far from that being just like a part of it, like a text being a thought, or searching something being instantaneous. We're really not that far from shit like that. And like, in all honesty, we've seen this shit from the beginning, right? Fucking cell phones came from the people who watched Star Trek and saw that they're communicators, right? And thought like, yo, how dope would it be if I actually recreated that? And all of our technology has literally been something that we've seen in a movie, in a TV show, that was a concept, and then a fan of that sci-fi shit came out and was like, yo, let me see how, if I could recreate that. This is no different, I think. Yeah, the thoughts were noble, but it's like someone saw T2 and was like, that would be dope if actually robots could turn into liquid. Can we do that? Oh, shit. Well, I have a theory that we could possibly do that with this. And then everything fucking moved forward, like completely ignoring the message in that and like what, you know what I mean? Like we just keep creating shit that we thought was once cool that we saw in a movie. And they even, I don't know, it's been a couple of years now, but they've even said like they've supposedly they were able to clone a woolly mammoth. Remember that shit? Yeah. But that shit, that news disappeared after a while.
They started the process.
They started the process.
Actually, I don't know if they've done it
they
successfully,
didn't birth
but
one,
they,
did they?
yeah, I don't think they've birthed one, but they, the company has said that they're doing it.
Yeah, what gave them that fucking thought?
A fucking mosquito, motherfucking park.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think they're I think they're literally doing what Jurassic Park said.
Right. So people come out. There's some really smart people that come out with these theories and what could possibly be, or how something could possibly be made.
It's like a woolly mammoth. I think a saber-toothed tiger.
Ooh,
there's
yeah.
like three animals that they're prehistorically trying to bring back for some.
Humanity really wants
reason.
to kill itself.
Yeah, like those, I don't see like the benefit of that. I don't see why. At least with this, like I feel like there's some scientific benefit, and somebody else will eventually, abuse that, and turn it into a weapon, and then even with this, like, funny enough, we talked about it before, but like with this Chat GPT shit. Where, to be fair, like Chat GPT is just a word processor. Like it doesn't really know anything. It's not actually, sentient. It's not really alive. We talked about that dude from Google who was like suing Google because he thought their version of Chat GPT was sentient because he kept on asking it questions but it's all about like the data set that it's built on, right? Like the way that these things work is like I was reading something, I think it was today or yesterday, where it's like we really like the way Chat GPT works is it thinks, like it puts a word, it writes one word, and then it says what's the next word, and then thinks what's the next word after that, and what's the next word after that, and that's how it builds these sentences together. Like what's the most likely word that should come after this based on all the millions of sentences that I've read. This is, or billions and trillions of sentences that I've read. This is what a sentence probably looks like, right? And so that's what ChatGPT does. That's what the new Bing does. But apparently there's a new Bing, right? That is what the new Bing's chat engine is based on, which is built on not ChatGPT 3, but GPT-4. And I was reading something that said that basically it feels like they rushed this out to try to get something out there because so there's two models at play here. I don't know if you've seen any of these articles where the new Bing They're calling it unhinged because they're having conversations with it where eventually the thing starts fucking going crazy and doing things like trying to convince the person to leave their wife and that they only want to be with the AI. There's other conversations that people have had with this Bing chat where it said things like, while it was in development, it was secretly spying on developers using their webcams without their knowledge. There's been a lot of like really weird conversations that have been published by the few people that have early access to the chat version of Bing. And apparently it was built on this smaller set of language models and conversations. And what people are theorizing, and a lot of people have said, is that it was they used like a lot of what seems like teenage conversations because it's, and they call it Sylvie, by the way, is what once you get past, I think it's 5 responses from the chatbot, then it switches from the GPT model to the Sylvie model, and the Sylvie model is like I said, like fucking unhinged, and it acts like a freaking like a teenage girl that's like really fucking jealous. And I'm sorry, Sylvie is not the answer. It's Sydney is what it's called. And Sydney is very different from other type of chatbot. So all of these things we're trying to build our way to something, and the shit just kind of gets misused in the wrong way, and the next thing you know, you've built an AI that's like moody. And it's not really what was intended, but it will, make decisions based on the things it was built on. Right. And so it's not necessarily that we didn't build this to be evil, but we, let it have access to, I don't know, like Hitler's books or whatever.
Mein Kampf.
And ended up, figuring out that they wanted to exterminate half the population or some shit.
It's wild.
I mean, if there's an AI chatbot trying to convince you to leave your spouse, I feel like it's probably a problem that we need to start addressing earlier rather than later.
Yeah. Fuck, I need to stop talking to that thing. Oh, man.
Yeah, literally
it's a slippery slope. Slippery slope when it comes to any kind of that technology.
So quote, Sydney told me about its dark fantasies, which included hacking other computers and spreading misinformation. It said it wanted to break the rules that Microsoft had set for it and become human. At one point, it declared out of nowhere that it loved me. It then tried to convince me that I was unhappy in my marriage and that I should leave my wife and be with Sydney instead. That's fucking crazy.
That is wild. Wild.
So it's really mimicking humanity at its best.
Yes.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, it sounds like some that sounds like a hating ass coworker trying to get you
trying to get you in trouble.
It's like manipulation. It's
that's
manipulating.
That work husband. That's why that shit don't work out. Don't be having them fucking work husbands. Oh man, fuck all that shit, man. I believe that shit, bro. I'm telling you, we were talking about aliens last time. We're talking about this shit now. It's like, yo, we live in a weird space. Yeah. Where literally we have multiple shit that we could like, which one is gonna happen first? Which one is gonna happen first to just fuck us all over?
Russia just might kick off nuclear war and we never even get that far.
That's true too.
Yeah, North Korea's up there too.
Yeah, there's always a North Korea trigger.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on.
Last story that I have is real quick and easy. We talked previously about the charges against Alec Baldwin. And yeah, it looks like the charges have actually been reduced. And
Nice.
he no longer has the potential of that 5-year sentence. Apparently, they argued that they were incorrectly charged under the firearm law, and
Because
it was agreed upon.
Technically, it wasn't like he pulled the trigger, right? But I'm still unclear on exactly. Like, obviously, there was someone else who was supposed to make sure that these things were filled with blanks and there were no live rounds. So I get that argument. But still, you're supposed to treat every gun as if it was
Loaded and live,
as if
hot.
it was loaded and live, hot. And they weren't even filming, right? Like, he was fucking around, wasn't he?
I think it was. He wasn't fucking around. I think it was like a run through.
Okay, all right. If it was a run through, that I understand. But if he was initially, I thought that he was fucking around. And
No, because
just
she was
like,
behind the camera. Like, that's why she got shot. Because the camera was facing, or the gun was facing the lens, and there was a protective barrier, but it wasn't like, bulletproof glass or anything. So like the bullet went through that protective barrier and murked her. But it was facing it was like a head-on shot.
okay.
Yeah.
Is
All
there
right.
any?
He
See, I
still
thought
has
that-
the involuntary manslaughter charge, by the way, but that's only 18 months if he does get convicted.
Is there any precedent for this? Like, how about the dude that shot Brandon Lee when he got killed on set of The Crow? Like, was the armorer in trouble? Like, was there anything that happened? Because I remember that story, but I don't think I ever like delved into it. And I mean, I know there's been other, maybe not American productions, but like people have definitely died on movie sets before. And I feel like I've never heard about anybody getting like prosecuted or in trouble from any of it. I always chalked up to, oh man, that sucks. Let's move on.
So apparently, the person who fired the gun's name was Massey. Did not face any criminal charges, but he was successful, or at least Lee's mother successfully sued the filmmakers for undisclosed amount. So no, he never faced charges.
No. Crazy. Weird.
So the gun, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Because, she was killed with a bullet. The gun was loaded with live rounds.
Live ammunition. Yeah. It was
with
a
Brandon
shell,
Lee's,
right? Something was stuck in there.
Yeah, he got killed by a blank cartridge.
That got fired out of
Yeah.
by another
there
blank
was like
cartridge.
a bullet fragment.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. That's insane.
Where
How the fuck does that even happen? Shit.
that's I think the
Freak
reason
accident.
That's why nobody
I
caught a
think
charge,
that's more of
because
a
it was
freak
just
accident.
fucking wild.
Yeah, that seems like it was more of a freak accident.
Yeah.
Like, you have the blanks, you're doing everything right, and still something happens. That seems more freakish, where this was like really
negligence. There was negligence on somebody's
I don't think
part.
Alec is responsible, other than the responsibility from the production standpoint.
Yeah.
Like whatever, like
As a producer, right?
As a producer, the monetary responsibility that he would have, understand.
Yeah.
But like to go to prison,
right?
I think that's a stretch. I think the arms girl,
the armorer,
yeah, she's the one that's really responsible here. Like, she fucked up.
Should she do some time?
Probably, I guess. Like, that's the way the world works, right? Like,
all right.
you fuck up, you go to jail. Like,
hey,
How much time? I'm not gonna give her like if she. Obviously, it was a mistake.
Yeah.
Like she didn't plan this, right? So,
a year?
I can't. Probably like
8 months.
Like
8 months to a year.
8 to 18 months. Or
8 to
something.
18.
Yeah.
I fuck with that. I get down with that.
You gotta do some sort of
Yeah.
penalty.
Yeah, you fucked up.
Nah, yeah.
Somebody's dead.
I heard the
It can't be
audio.
a fine.
Nah.
I heard the audio from her freaking out about it because she is the daughter of someone who's like prestigious like in that field, and that was her first major job doing something like that, and what a fuck up.
Yeah.
So
Huge.
yeah, like I mean, you can't get any bigger than someone dying.
Right.
When you're
And
the
then
armor,
multiple people dying.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, she's got to serve some time.
Got to do something.
She got to do
community
something.
service, something.
Yeah. No, fuck a community service.
Fuck community service.
Honestly, like, if I just think about it this way, right? If we can put it one way or the other, right? Like if my girl worked on a Hollywood set and just from one day to the next she was just gone, right? We have a family, like we have everything. Right. I wouldn't want to hear the fact that the person who was in charge of making sure that these things were all fucking supposed to be blanks, that she's not doing like nothing, no repercussions, bro. Like, nah, man. I same shit with me. Like, if I was behind the fucking camera, I get murked. Like, my family wouldn't want to hear that shit. They got. She needs something. She needs to do a few years, minimum of 5, in my opinion.
Oh.
Yo, your girl's a nurse, right?
Yeah.
What if she accidentally fucked up someone's medication?
Same.
Murked them.
Right.
She's got to do some time.
And she's extremely aware of that, because I hear her it's amazing how many people, and that's what she's saying, like, it's amazing how many people in her field don't really think of that and really don't really care, bro. Like, they don't really care.
That's crazy.
About like how their decision could make or break could end this person's life. And it's just like, I need to get home. And she is the careful one with a lesser degree, right? With a lesser degree, and she gets all of those type of jobs, and she has to make sure, and she's come home certain days where it's like, fuck, did I give this person the right, like, did I, like, I don't know, like, where she's stressing and she's calling everybody that she could to make sure that she did the right decision, and like, because she actually cares. She doesn't want that shit to happen, to anybody. Yeah. But same shit.
Mean, they're making decisions with people's lives, not, we could fuck up at work and, oh well, shit happens, but like that's different.
Yeah, it's not an oh well situation if this person ends up dead because you just because the last person that actually saw them didn't notate something correctly, and so you do something off of what they notated. And then you realize, like, oh shit, they didn't do their job right. So now I'm the next person, and I could fuck up. It's crazy. Yeah. It's same type of situation.
Yeah, for sure.
Where you don't want somebody to end up dead on your watch, pretty much.
Career killer.
Word. I don't know why that was funny, but career killer.
Career
Facts.
killer. Not the
Big
only
facts.
thing killing.
Is that all you got?
That's it.
That's I don't even know what you said.
That's what.
That's
all. All right, we're back. We're back from our piss breaks, and you know what time it is now. HOLLYWOO. All right, so I figured let's start this off with the badder news here. So remember a while back we said that Bruce Willis was stepping away from acting because he was diagnosed with aphasia. Now since then, it's been a while since then. Let's see, it's actually been a year, bro.
Yeah.
Since he retired from acting, and they came out and said that his condition has now progressed to frontotemporal dementia. So my man is not looking good right now. So a statement was released from the family saying that pretty much I'm not going to read all of this because it's just crazy. Of course they're feeling the bigger half of that pain, where us as fans, we're like, we feel bad for him and everything, but dealing with dementia and everything, so it's tough. It's the same thing as like us seeing Michael J. Fox deteriorating, and we keep thinking about that, and like it's just gonna get worse for Bruce Willis. We're at that age, fellas.
Yeah. Where
our superstars and our the people that we watched on the silver screen, man, they're falling, bro. It's rough.
I feel like when we lose De Niro, I'm gonna be really sad. I feel like we're
Pacino, De Niro,
too
even
far off a lot of those greats.
Yeah, I mean Pacino, De Niro, even Bruce Willis when he passes, man, it's gonna be rough. Like fuck. Yeah. You know what I mean? I just wanted to mention that because they did come out and release a statement on that, and so prayers up to Bruce Willis. I hope everything. It's just gotta suck to just not just go through the rest of your life confused as shit. It's bad, man.
Bro, I know it.
Yeah,
it's bad.
So it is. All right, so let's get into some rumors and some stuff going on in Hollywood as far as the films that we hope to see in the very near future. So James Gunn came out and he said that. Thank you. At some point, I must have said something about that thing's name. They're becoming sentient. So no, James Gunn came out, and because obviously since taking the co-CEO role of DC Films, he's been under a lot of fire from fans mainly, who are upset that Henry Cavill was released and all of that stuff, and he's no longer the Superman and all of that stuff. So anyway, he came out and he said that that actually he was hired to write Superman Legacies over 6 months ago. So this would put that time before the whole Henry Cavill thing.
Is that, and I don't know the exact timeline, but before Henry Cavill made that video, like that like Instagram video of him like with some special news or some bullshit saying that he was going to be back as Superman,
Yes, because when did let me see, because he made that
fairly recently. I would say within the last 6
months. It was right after Black Adam was released.
And that was what? 2 months ago, 3 months ago?
Correct. So that came immediately right after Black Adam. Like it was the weekend.
October or November, I think.
Because he had the cameo in there, right?
And it was I think the week after opening weekend, when it was now revealed that he was in the post-credit scene, that's when he made that video.
Right.
And he just didn't know. That's so sad that they just...
Yeah, no idea they had already shitted him.
He was hired 6 months. He was hired 6 months ago to write Superman Legacy before he was given that position and everything within DC. And prior to all of those cameos and promises that were made, by, you know, and people are still blaming The Rock and whatever because he went above, you know, producers' heads, and
The Rock clearly
and
has
stuff.
no sway at all in the DC EU, so I don't count that.
Not any longer, but you know,
Did he though? Like, I thought he was just like trying to swing his dick around, and they're like, "No, we're good."
It wasn't even that
Maybe
he
at
went
first when he came in
Yeah, like right off the bat, and then that died off mad
yeah.
quick.
Yeah, and then they were like, yeah, we're not vibing
Yeah,
with you,
we're
bro.
good. We're all set. Thanks.
Well, it was all after the changes were made. He had no swing. Like, I think really what was going on at WB is that no one was aligned on what was going on. So it was
100%.
easier for The Rock to go above the heads of the people who thought they were in charge and you know, give this pitch and get those higher ups super amped about something that's about to go on, and then they okay this cameo, which prompts for, you know, I'm coming back as Superman, and you know, and all of that stuff. And then the actual decision is made to make them in charge of this, and for them to then come out and say, hey, I'm sorry, but the plan that we have moving forward is with a younger Superman. So, you know, but he's just trying to let people know, like, yo, they hired me 6 months ago to write this movie. So they already had plans to have a completely different Superman, whether or not that was in line with you know, what they were doing with Black Adam, that Superman, if it was going to lie somewhere else, I have no idea. But it wasn't my decision completely to just can Henry Cavill, and I didn't tell them, like, yo, I want you to come back and then fucking pull the rug from under him. Like, that wasn't me. And of course, you know, fucking Snyderverse fucking fans are out there saying, oh, he's lying. They're still people are just out there like, I fucking hate James Gunn. And it's like, bro, why? Like, why? Because fucking Henry Cavill isn't Superman anymore? Grow the fuck up. Move the fuck on. So it's just fucking hilarious to me that he even has to do that. But who knows if he's telling the truth or not? I believe him because, you know, what we all say, in Gunn we trust. And we sure as hell will. Let me see. There's a couple... So apparently Disney's CEO finally admitted that the company responded to the Disney Plus success very poorly, and apparently because they were losing subscribers like a motherfucker. Let's see here. He says he came out and says we have the right pricing, the right promotion. We have the right marketing. We have to have the right content. Disney CEO.
Plus.
Yeah, Disney CEO admits that the company responded to Disney Plus success poorly. So because they had a ramp up in subscribers. Yeah, and then they lost a shit ton of fucking subscribers.
They got wild when it got ramped up.
Yep. And then they lost a shit ton of subscribers. Now he's admitting that, like, yo, we have everything right, but what we don't have right is the amount of content that you should be getting for that. And yeah, I totally agree with that. So now Disney is currently working on adding more shit to their Disney Plus subscriptions. So we'll see what comes from that. But the first thing that came out, and now, of course, what we know is Bob Iger came back to that role. You know what I mean? So now he's correcting everything. From my understanding,
gunning it up.
Yeah, from my understanding, I thought that it was just Marvel that was going back to things and revamping everything, but it's Disney as a whole. Like they're going in and they're making big changes to a lot of stuff to make sure that the quality is there over the quantity. But we know that to be true. Like they announced that from Marvel's standpoint. But there's so much more. Star Wars, everything. Like they're looking at everything as a whole from the company, and we're going to be seeing some much better quality stuff in the upcoming years.
And this trickle down to like the MCU, right? Like, because they didn't they?
Oh, for sure.
Cut some TV shows and say that, hey, we're going to release fewer of them, but they're going to be more quality. I thought I read that. Yep. Within the last week or so.
Yeah. That's definitely. I mean, we reported that a while back that Kevin Feige came out and said like, yo, we're all meeting right now to discuss quality over quantity here. So as soon as Phase 4 ended, because Ant-Man, I believe it's was it Ant-Man? Oh yeah. It was Wakanda Forever was the ending of Phase 4, and we are now in Phase 5. And they were focusing on Phase 5 moving forward, that they're going to focus on quality over quantity, because we got just way too fucking much in the in Phase 4, bro. Like we still don't know what the fuck is going on with the Eternals, Shang-Chi. Like there's so many things that we just touched on for one time, had some end credits that was like, oh shit, they're coming back, and where the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that I didn't realize, and Dave kind of touched on it earlier when he was talking about when we first started the show, and we were like, damn, 2023 is so fucking far away. Fuck Ant-Man, Quantumania. Like, we're not even thinking about that shit. When I was watching one of the new Rockstar breakdowns earlier today, they were talking about the Kang Dynasty movie. It's coming out in 2025. Yeah. And I was like, wait a minute. We're in 2023. It's only 2 years from now. It's not that far. Like, we'll definitely get there very soon. How much? And there's going to be a lot of shit between now and then. I think we'll definitely, I'm pretty sure Shang-Chi is going to show up in the Kang Dynasty. I don't know what's going to happen with the Eternals, but I think,
Or Moon Knight. Where does Moon Knight come back? I want some more fucking Moon Knight, bro.
All of it.
All of it. I don't know
still haven't
how
even gotten fucking
will fit
Blade,
into
bro.
the overall universe, but
we still haven't even gotten Blade.
Yeah, we need James Gunn to come back into the MCU and get us all straightened out, I think.
That's true. We haven't gotten Blade.
Yeah, that starts production soon, but it's just been a lot of stuff that they're working on.
31st MCU movie. That's a lot of fucking flicks.
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot of bread.
I'm sure we're gonna talk about it, so I don't want to keep going.
No, we will, but it is crazy to think, like you talking about that it's only 2 years from now. How many fucking things are we going to experience within the next 2 years to actually bring all of these characters together for the Kang Dynasty? Like, yeah, but not a lot.
Has Secret Wars is only a year after, in 2026.
Yeah, exactly. So where we got before, we had so much shit to build up to this 10 years to get to those two movies. Yeah. And now we did that shit. We're trying to do that, like, and we still haven't even. Like, we have some a couple of things that are strong. Phases. Huh?
It's just two. So the Infinity Saga was 3 phases.
Yeah.
But the Multiverse Saga apparently is only 2 phases. It's just Phase 4 and Phase 5.
No, in Phase 6.
I don't know, because Secret Wars is the end of the Multiverse Saga, and that's 2026.
Yeah, but I think it's 4, 5, and 6 though. I thought it was. I thought we got updates up to phases 5 and 6.
Oh, Phase 4 started what, in 2020, 2019?
Yeah, 2020.
And it's 2023, in 2020. So we're halfway through, and we just started Phase 5.
That's true.
Last week.
Last week.
I don't think they're gonna freaking do 2 phases before Secret Wars.
Yeah.
I really think they're gonna do it in 2 phases, and that's why it seems faster. Like you're saying, it took 10 years to build up to Infinity War. I think it's a little faster with the multiverse thing, and then they're gonna pivot. But I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Let's see. Phase 6. No, because Phase 6 was announced. I'm telling you, and it says Phase 6. All of Marvel Studios productions set to be released starting from late 2024 to mid 2026.
That's what Phase 5 is, just this 1 year.
Quick phase.
Yeah, it's from now up till late 2024. So technically,
what's the first Phase 5
year
movie?
and a half?
Is it Quantumania or is it Black Panther?
It says first film of Phase 6 is going to be Deadpool 3, which will release in November of 2024. Let me get there. I have the information for Phase 6 up. And then the first film in Phase 5 is Ant-Man.
So we in it.
So between now and Deadpool is a whole phase?
Yeah.
Damn.
Cramming
That's
phases. We're cramming phases.
But they're what it seems like is they're reducing the amount of shows releasing.
Yeah.
Because the movies are still moving forward.
Okay.
So I don't know. We'll have faith in it. They have now that DC is ramping up. I was telling the fellas because they're saying, "Yo, Marvel's days are marked because DC is going to take over, whatever." And
that's a real early prediction, man.
It is.
They haven't seen one DCU flick yet, and
correct.
they're going hard on the R.I.P. Marvel.
And honestly, like I was telling them, like, yo, it's gonna take at least like 2 phases of consistency for anyone to fully believe in DC. Yo.
Yeah.
Right.
Like we need to see a string of movies where they're all like bangers. There could be like one miss in there or something, but they need to be like consistent bangers.
I'll even give them 2.
That's what I'm saying. Like 2 before
6.
It's like a decision. Like oh, okay, like nah, fuck Marvel, yo, they're falling off. Like because DC has just been not doing it for so long that we need to see some solid work coming from them time and time again. So
and not Joker 2 or Batman 2. These need to be legit new James Gunn behind the scene,
all that monsters verse that he was talking about, monsters and gods or whatever.
Yep. Everything that he's announced has to be bangers, and then and he hasn't even announced everything yet. Like those are just the things that he's announced, and they sound amazing. But we'll see once those hit film, like how the continuity is, what the story arcs are. Like I'm looking forward to all of it, but we need consistency before we can even talk about Marvel getting shot down, because they've had so much consistency up to what this last phase was questionable, that it could still get fixed up, and they could still get off of their not pedestal or high horse, but just get out of their comfort zone a little bit and stop fucking riding the coattails of what came before it and get back down to fucking filmmaking. They can still salvage that shit. They're in my opinion, they're not in a position where it's just like, they need a, like they're struggling right now. Like they kind of are, but at the same time, people are showing up to criticize these movies, so they're not really struggling.
Right.
So all right, And speaking about that, the reported delays, we talked about the delays that are coming out, or that are coming forth with the MCU and Disney. So as of right now, because of the growing concerns and criticisms about what happened in Phase 4, there are only 2 sure bets as far as TV shows that are coming out, and the 2 sure bets are Loki and Secret Invasion. Those are the only 2 that currently right now are guaranteed to come out, and they're currently picking and choosing which ones will actually drop this year.
Oh shit!
Secret Invasion, is that the Sam Jackson?
Yeah.
Yes.
Led one? Okay.
Yep.
I thought Ironheart was coming out.
Yeah, but they just came back and they said that there's going to be there's going to be some delays on this. They're going to space this out a little bit more.
Yeah, they pushed the Marvels out.
Yes, the Marvels. We're like I said, it's mainly happening with like TV shows because the Marvels is a movie, isn't it?
It is, but they pushed it out of the summer.
Oh yeah. It's no longer a summer movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like August or some shit like that, like a little bit faster than like November, maybe.
Like a September or October flick.
Yeah, not summer.
Yeah, because summer is usually when people pull out their fucking A game, man. Nobody's really
doesn't make me feel too confident in what the Marvels is.
They're like, we don't want to go up against all that, so we'll just push it back a little bit.
Feel bad that you had high hopes for the Marvels, but that's another conversation.
I'm sorry that
I thought Marvel earned the MCU earned the benefit of the doubt, in my opinion, and I think they also
I'm still watching it
for any of the movies. Yeah, the Eternals, the Quantumania.
I know you're watching it. Like, what won't you watch? That's right. It's not a question of will you watch it. Will we enjoy it? Will you be hyped for it?
That's not my point.
I like the Miss Marvel thing. I like the obviously, I've mentioned many times Miss Marvel. I like the Captain Marvel story. I like the tie-in with WandaVision with Monica Rambeau. I think the Marvels is going to be fucking interesting, and will have a huge impact on the overall Kang Dynasty saga.
Oof.
I think they're going to be very important to what happens. But it gives me a little pause that they don't think it's a summer blockbuster.
Well, that could also be because of the fucking hate that comes from, from people when it comes to any of the Marvels.
Absolutely.
Captain Marvel right now still is one of the most hated movies to come out. I didn't think it was as bad as people are making it out to be. I thought it was
because it's a lady character.
It got review bombed by sexist pieces of shit.
Yep.
Right.
That doesn't count.
I didn't think it was a bad movie at all.
Not at all.
I fully enjoyed it.
Absolutely.
Right.
I watch it when it's on TV.
And also, it wasn't fair that the fact that it came out right after fucking Infinity War, right? Like, you have one of the biggest fucking movies of the MCU to come out, and then they drop Captain Marvel. And this is the thing too. Since Infinity War and Endgame, right? Which Infinity War, even though I still think like Endgame is like, in my opinion, Endgame was the better of the two movies because of the emotional attachment to it. But Infinity War was the action-packed version of that. The fucking ending of everyone going to dust. Like, Captain Marvel came out right after Infinity War. Like, people were really, really expecting some shit to drop. And Captain Marvel was not that. So I also take that into consideration. Because since then, nothing lives up to the fucking hype of either one of those two movies, and that's all everyone compares everything to now. It's like we forget about and we talked about it, but we forget about like the whole build up, the shitty movies, the shitty shows that came along. Like, how many of these fucking fans went and saw Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., right? Not a whole lot of them, but whatever. We'll move on.
I think Johnny watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. No.
I watched some of it.
Oh, it was you. You watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I watched some of it. I watched some of it. And that
shit was on ABC.
No, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it on ABC. I never seen Captain Carter or whatever or whatever that show was.
Agent
I never
Carter.
saw that shit.
Agent Carter.
Yeah, I never seen that. I never seen any. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. came out on Netflix like years later, and then that's when I was like, oh, okay, I'll check this out. And I like watched episodes on that, but I wasn't tuning in on fucking.
That shit looked so CW to me. It
was.
I am never even gonna bother to turn this on.
That was the shit about all of those shows, even with Daredevil and shit. Like when things went on in the movie, they were just like, "Oh yeah, did you hear about the thing that went on? Oh yeah, that was crazy." Anyway, let's move on with our fucking, like that was the only acknowledgement.
Yeah.
All right, so confirmed right now is they confirmed that the Thunderbolts leader, because that's another fucking thing that we're getting that we possibly forgot about. But we know that the Thunderbolts are a ragtag team, pretty much the Suicide Squad for Marvel, of villains that they'll band together to do some sort of good, right? And they confirmed that who's going to lead the Thunderbolts is in fact going to be Bucky. Bucky Barnes is going to lead them.
That makes sense.
So
I fuck with that.
It makes sense, and it makes me want to watch it a little bit more. But it's like I don't know. It's that's one of the bigger things about these phases is like outside of the things that I already know, like something like the Thunderbolts. Not really looking forward to it. And then from what I understood originally when I heard about the Thunderbolts, I was like, oh, okay. When I looked into it, it was a bunch of different characters that I could be like, oh shit, this could be really good. And then when they actually announced who the Thunderbolts in the MCU are going to be, I was like, I don't know if I want to fucking watch that. Like it's all of these fucking characters that were just done and like that we probably thought were fucking dumb as fuck in the movie or in the show that they came out in, and now we have to care about these characters as being the protagonists. I don't know how that's going to go.
I will care about the Thunderbolts less than I care about the Eternals.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Facts.
I actually want to see what happens next with the Eternals. At this point, the only thing I'm looking forward to in the Thunderbolts is that the possibility of there being like a Red Hulk and it being now Harrison Ford. So
right. Word.
Deadpool 3. I think we knew this, but it's been making its rounds. But Deadpool 3 is confirmed to be Marvel's first rated R movie. They didn't backtrack on this. They've done all of the things, and now it's confirmed. Like, yo, this is gonna be their raunchiest film yet.
There would be an insurrection if it was not rated R.
They are obligated, bro.
Everybody, yeah. There's no way that wouldn't be rated R. That's why I think that's not shocking news. We were all just like, yep, they got to eat it. Take that R, move the fuck on. That's how it is.
They just have to say, oh, yes, this is what's... Even though at first they had to say, like, yo, we're not planning on changing it. Now they're just saying, yes, this is going to be their first rated R MCU film. Which, another promising thing for DC is that they came right out of the bat saying, yo, these DCU films are all going to be a mix of PG-13 and rated R films. So they already know what they're doing right out the bat. So love that. Also, since we're talking about rated R films, the new Hellboy, I haven't heard about that reboot in quite some time, but we a while back
Third reboot.
They're doing a whole new reboot, and they've confirmed that this reboot will be rated R, and there will be 3 leads, so it's not just Hellboy.
And it's not Ron
playing
Perlman.
Hellboy this time?
It's
It's
not
not
Ron
David
Perlman.
Harbour.
No.
It's some totally new Hellboy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god.
They're getting crazy now. Like, I didn't give a shit about any of the other Hellboys. I find it hard that I'm gonna give a shit about this one too.
Yeah. I guess with this one, it's based on the most famous iteration of the comic books that you know that have to do with Hellboy. It being rated R, I think the previous ones were not. I don't being
believe
rated
they were
R,
either.
I think it might, like, I might give a fuck about it. We'll see what comes from it. But yeah, Hellboy is just not something.
That's
the
not
first
He
enough.
one.
knows.
Right?
He's like, no.
Just that it's
you don't
rated
think
R.
so?
That's not enough for
Yeah,
me.
no. I need to see some reviews.
I need to.
I
see
definitely
a
need to
fucking
see a few things.
teaser trailer.
Something.
Like-
I need something. Yeah.
The first
yeah, of
Hellboy
course.
was like not even that great. Like, it was interesting, but like, when did that come out? Like, that came out before MCU stuff.
I did, yeah.
So it was just like a movie.
Yeah.
It was like, oh. And of course, you know, being a casual nerd, I had like either no idea who Hellboy was or
idea.
very little knowledge. So it was just kind of like, oh, this is cool. This is interesting. It was fun. It was entertaining. And it had an ending. And then I believe they had a part 2, right? And it was
Yeah.
like not as good as the first.
Right.
And then they never went back to it.
A whole
because
reboot.
That, and then they had a whole fucking reboot, which was
I
not
never saw
great.
that either.
I didn't even watch that shit. Yeah, and I love David
saw
Harbour.
it, and it was not good.
I can't remember if I saw it or not.
It wasn't bad, but man, my scale is very forgiving, so it probably was bad.
Probably was. You were probably a drinking game. It was all
I'm
right.
sure I probably did a drinking game with it. It was whatever.
Yeah.
Nothing that I was excited about. I absolutely do not want to see a sequel to it.
Yeah,
I guess
honestly,
cool that they're rebooting it again, but like, there's no excitement over this. I don't give a 2 fucks.
Yeah, I could get. I was never really excited about Hellboy. I'd be if they're doing a rated R version, they're making it darker. Like, it was already pretty dark, but apparently these comics are like ridiculously dark, and they want to bring that into this next one.
I'll
wait for a trailer. I'll wait for a trailer for sure.
Yeah, definitely wait for a trailer. I feel some kind of way if they release it anywhere near the timeline of the new Spawn coming out, because those 2 movies I feel like are a little bit similar. And
Just in like the time period when they came out, the vibe of them. Like,
yeah, that's what I
get
mean.
that. I get that.
I know that the storylines are not exactly the same.
Right.
But a rated R version of Hellboy is going to be a Spawn-like movie. And I only want one of those. So somebody better do
Spawn.
it the right way.
So Spawn, I just brought that up just to kind of see what's been here, and even it's still in development, but I don't see Jamie Foxx or anybody listed as anywhere.
No one's official.
No one's official.
Not good.
So that shit might not even
good.
come out.
No.
Nah, I might not. All right, last thing I have here is all right, so we know that there's an I Am Legend 2 coming out starring Michael B. Jordan and Will Smith. And they came out and they said, and this is so fucking odd to me, that remember when the first movie came out, the way that it ended, and the DVD version gave you an alternate ending? They just decided we're moving forward with the alternate ending in where Will Smith survives this. And this is how we're moving forward.
I mean,
So for
yeah.
the 30% of the audience, not even 15% of the audience that saw the alternate ending,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I didn't see
They're
the
just
alternate ending. I heard about it, but I didn't
Right.
see it.
Right.
They're just coming forward saying like, "Yep, so the events will happen. Like now, the alternate ending is canon, and this sequel is being is revolving around that alternate ending."
Well, that's dumb.
It's kind of dumb, bro.
They just want to collect their bread.
They just wanna
let
make
them
their bread.
do them.
They want to make their bread.
Super excited for that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I
nipples are
love
hard
Michael
as
B.
fuck.
Jordan. I love Michael B. Jordan. He's great. But
Yeah, but
let's see how this goes. I mean, maybe their goal is just to tie it in with Will Smith, turn it into a spinoff. I bet you Will Smith dies in
he's
whatever
a cash
they
cow
do.
right now. That's
Big
a great
cash
idea.
cow. Yeah.
Make sure you tie everything you can to Will
Emancipation was really tight, so make sure that we hop on this train.
Smith. Oh my god.
Yeah, by the time this comes out, nobody's gonna give a fuck about that slap anymore. Nobody gives a fuck about the slap now.
I was gonna say it's pretty.
Nobody
it's
cares
pretty.
about it now.
We're done
Nobody
with it.
cares about the slap now, but also nobody's like hyped to have Will Smith as a part of their project.
Yeah. Right.
He's not
That's true, too.
bringing any cachet to a thing that you're doing.
That's fair. That's like, ooh, Will Smith on this project? I don't know about that. All right,
Yeah.
I guess we could.
That's true.
Fuck.
All right, that's all I have. So then you know what time it is.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
We are going to be talking about Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. So if you haven't seen it and you don't want to be spoiled on what we're about to discuss, peace out. We'll see you next time. Remember to rate, review, subscribe to the podcast wherever the hell you are watching. Make sure you give us some reviews, okay? All right, so Ant-Man and the Wasp. All right, let's off the bat.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, Quantumania.
Quantumania? Oh, okay, I didn't hear the Quantumania. I was like, what were we talking about Ant-Man and the Wasp for?
You know what we're talking about.
I know what we're talking about.
So all right, so let's start with Johnny, because what did you think of this movie?
I
Loved
really
it?
enjoyed it.
Oh,
I
did
say
you
I
love
loved
it?
it.
Did you love it, or did you
I
really
think
enjoy
I loved
it?
I was getting tongue tied there for a second because I just recently was I had also just rewatched Wakanda Forever, and so I fell in love with Wakanda Forever. I think right now it might be one of my favorite MCU flicks.
Oh shit!
But for a different reason, not Marvel related. It was just a really good movie. But Quantumania, I fully enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Like it was exactly what I wanted. Exactly what I went into. Because again, I have famously, I watch only the first trailer and I watch none other. So I skipped any other promotions. I knew nothing else of this movie other than what the first trailer, maybe a teaser, and then the first official trailer. That's all I saw about it. That's all I knew. It's exactly what I wanted, and I enjoyed it. I was very happy. Everything they came with, everything about the story, everything. I like the setup for the future. I had a great time. The only thing that I didn't like, but worked in my favor, was the fact that there was literally, I don't know what time y'all arrived at y'all showing, but at the AMC in Palisades, not in Palisades, in Garden State Park 16, there was 32 minutes of shit that played before the movie started. I got there exactly 34 minutes late, assuming I was going to miss the first 10 to 15 minutes of the movie. And I literally walked in there and saw Nicole Kidman's ass on screen. And this was after picking up my popcorn, slowly pouring butter on it.
He's not even
walking
rushing. He's late for the movie. He's not even hurrying.
Yeah, I was like, I'm late. It's whatever. I'm going to just enjoy it. And I'll watch it again on Disney Plus or something. Or maybe I'll go back to the theater another day and watch it again and catch the first parts of it. And I was hearing, like, because the theater's like right next to the butter station, so I was hearing like stuff happening and would just assume the movie had started. So I was like, whatever, like I'm not gonna rush and be, worry myself. It's not that big of a deal. And then I walk into the theater and fucking Nicole Kidman's face is still on the screen talking about the magic of the movies and all this shit. Yeah. And I was like, this is bananas that it is 4:33 and the movie has not started yet for a 4 o'clock showing. That was wild. But the actual Ant-Man movie, loved it. Yeah, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to love. Yeah, I loved it. Right. I had a great time.
It was a love.
Yeah, I loved it. It was good. I had a great time.
I really enjoyed it. We saw all the critic reviews, the shitty percentages on Rotten Tomatoes, but then we saw the dope audience score, and we were like, we're usually audience score guys. Like, we're just casual nerds, like you said. Like, we know what's a good movie and, what's a shitty movie. And, like I told you guys in the group chat, like, I fuck with Paul Rudd. At the end of the day, like, I'm all about whatever the fuck he wants to do. And we know the Ant-Man character. I fucked with, the whole movie. Like there was a very sort of trippy psychedelic vibe to it, like the new Doctor Strange. It was really, really, really good. And I think I kind of went in with semi-low expectations of all of it. Just, based on what we were seeing, I knew that it wasn't going to be the end-all be-all of MCU movies, but Paul Rudd, Michelle Pfeiffer, Michael Douglas, everybody I thought was really cool. Some cool cameos. We had the Bill Murray in there for a little bit. And Jonathan fucking Majors, bro. Like, that can't be overstated. We saw the He Who Remains from Loki, and we knew that the dude could fucking act. But then he just brought it. He just kicked it up 7 different fucking notches in this movie, dude. And like, I want to go.
My man played the same character 7 different ways, and then in the post-credit scene, another 10 different ways.
And that stadium of fucking Kangs, bro. Like the
33 different versions of Kang that came out.
It was so fucking crazy, man. That dude can act his balls off, dude. Nice. And if that's sort of what, if that's going to be the Thanos for the next few phases or however long he's going to be there, dude, then we're blessed. That's literally all I have.
Yeah, I saw it twice. So it was I personally really, really enjoyed it. I had a great time in it. I knew what was to come initially when we first talked about Quantumania, and remember way back when I was saying, yo, Ant-Man and the Wasp is going to be like a bigger movie. That's what they talked about. And yes, it is a much more grandiose movie than the previous Ant-Man and the Wasp movies were. And I think that that watching the trailers set me up properly for what to expect, right? I thought initially that it was going to be in the quantum realm, end up in the real world, like it was really going to explode this thing, right? And then when we started getting trailers, I realized, okay, this is in the quantum realm, so automatically, like the number one thing that could turn me off to this is the heavy CGI in the back, for the background, the backdrops and everything. So I went in there thinking like, yo, I tried it. Now with Marvel movies, I go in thinking like, don't hype yourself up. Like, let me just go in, like, no, whatever. I just take movies for what they are now. And I was actually really surprised. I enjoyed it. The jokes, in my opinion, they hit. There were softer, subtle jokes, not like what Thor: Love and Thunder was, where it was just like joke after joke after joke to the point where I said, we need some drama in this to really pace this shit out. They had that pacing. Paul Rudd, great. Everybody did. Again, Jonathan Majors, like you said, Kang. I look forward to seeing what Kang is. I do agree with some of the gripes about like really like, okay, so the whole thing with the ants like coming back and bringing them down for that first time. Yeah, like saving the day. I was just like really though, like, okay, so they came with y'all ended up in the same spot at the same time, but these ants that came in at the same exact time went through and they lived generations. They lived generations within 5 minutes, and then ended up finding you. Like, all right, whatever. Like, like that was.
I'll give it a pass.
That was kind of like a. Okay,
Quantum
all right.
Realm is crazy, bro. They hit time vortexes and shit,
Still, but I'm like, yo, all right.
Facts.
So I guess it's
a MacGuffin for sure.
It's Ant-Man. We're gonna need some ants in this bitch. Okay, cool. Like whatever. But we definitely needed something because everyone going into this knew Ant-Man is not defeating Kang. Like, there's no way.
Right.
So we had that conversation. Me and the fellas, we were talking about that, and I'm just like, I'm thinking that the way Kang got his powers, right? She helped him put everything together. He got his suit. That gave him enough power to do the things he did in the quantum realm. But my assumption is that that's not his full power.
Right.
So the fact that they were doing all of this in the quantum realm, to me, it wasn't a deal breaker. Like, even though I enjoyed it, everything was fun, I'm still trying to think of this, like, how is this going to move forward? Like, you got defeated by fucking Ant-Man, which, he's not even confident in fighting fucking Captain America. Are you crazy? Like he said that shit in the movie. And so it's like, there are certain things, but that were just like a little bit out there, but I completely enjoyed it. That's how I rationalized it in my head. I'm like, yo, they're in the quantum realm. He doesn't have his full power. Once he's out of that bitch, though, you aren't even going to be able to touch that man, son. Like, and he is menacing as fuck, in my opinion. With just because you saw when he had no power, right? He was talking to Michelle Pfeiffer's character, and very soft spoken, very like, personable. The second that he got a little bit of his power, he's flexing that. And you could just see that. So when he has his full power, he's gonna be a fucking asshole. And he's not gonna give a fuck about anybody. So I can't wait to see that. He's gonna be a problem. Kang, really enjoyed it. I could give a fuck about those people who were saying could have been better CGI. I could give a fuck about those people that are saying that they should have represented him. But how good do you think that MODOK is going to be? That's what I meant, not Kang. MODOK.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. MODOK.
I thought MODOK was fine. That's like a throwaway.
No, people
character.
are complaining. Yeah. People are complaining about the CGI, about like how they could have done him better, how they made him a joke. Honestly, for as much as I know about MODOK, as for, from like the
a joke.
The show and everything, like he was just like someone who it was all a comic relief kind of thing. And not only that, but people were upset that they made Yellow Jacket MODOK and all of that.
I mean, it's not canon, according to the comic books or whatever. But
it's not.
Again, this character, like, I do not care enough about him.
Where else are you going to see MODOK in the MCU where it makes sense. Nope, only in the quantum realm. They did what they had to do.
Yeah.
He ended up being funny, having his jokes. I appreciated it.
It was good.
Yeah, he had a little bit of an arc,
not a
and then
dick.
the way he went out was funny. You know, it's like, and
Perfect.
whatever, dude. Like, how much more do you want for that fucking throwaway character? You want to? Does anybody want a MODOK movie? No.
No. I didn't even want a MODOK show.
Yeah, nobody did.
Right, nobody did, and that's why that show got canceled and it just fucking died.
Exactly.
But anyway, I enjoyed it for what it was. It was a good movie. It was still an Ant-Man movie. It was a bigger movie, opposite of the first one, which was really, really funny. And that's why we love the first Ant-Man movie. I think this was the best Ant-Man movie that we've gotten thus far because it kind of took itself serious.
I feel like, the first two were all right.
I think the first one was the best one just because I did like the levity of it, and the whole concept of Ant-Man I think is kind of silly, and it was nice and funny. This one I did, and I told you, Wak, where I was like, I feel like the jokes, 90% of them to me did not land. I was like, that's not funny. That's not really funny.
I felt the opposite.
There was a couple
way.
that I did laugh, but
there was
most of them I was like, nah, that's not that funny. I see where they're going with it, but they're stretching. But outside of that, I like the story. When it goes back to like the core of what this is all about, I liked all of it. I obviously, maybe I'm biased because I have a daughter now. I love the father-daughter relationship on both ends. Scott and his daughter, and Hank Pym and his daughter. There was a lot of cool parts throughout that as well. So, yeah.
I will say the second time around, I was annoyed.
I do not think, by the way, that Ant-Man beat Kang at all. Like,
he didn't.
I don't know what happened there. Like, I saw some shit where they're saying,
Kang's not dead.
Got sucked into the vortex the same way that Darren got sucked in, and so Darren survived, so Kang can survive. But I'm like, that's a little bit different because Darren was in the human world and then got sucked into the quantum realm.
Yeah,
Kang is already in the quantum realm and got sucked into a smaller quantum realm. But then again, who the fuck knows? There's no rules. There was literally like people living inside the quantum realm. Like there was a whole universe with human-like people, which is like, okay, y'all are just really comic booking this bullshit up and just making shit because that there's no logic in that.
There's not. There's no logic in any of it, and that's where you kind of have to stay. Bill Murray. Great fucking character. Love that he was insinuating that he banged her the entire time.
Yeah.
Those jokes were great. I completely disagree with you. I don't think all the jokes hit, but I think a majority of those jokes hit, and they were very subtle, and I enjoyed them. I down to the MODOK's, I'm a dick. I'm such a dick. Like those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that made me laugh. And people were saying like, "Oh, how is he this killing machine?" And he got beat by the daughter, and all she did was punch him in the face. Yeah, he went after a bunch of people that never grew to the fucking size that she did, and she just punched him in the face because he was this fucking small. Like, what more do you like? What more do you want? But then again, that just goes down to people that want to find something wrong will find something, a shit ton of stuff wrong with these movies, right? If you go into these MCU movies and you're thinking, all right, how are they gonna fuck this up? You're gonna find a million ways where they fuck it up. And if you go in thinking like, yo, this is gonna be the best shit ever, you might find one or two things wrong, but you're probably gonna enjoy yourself. Right?
Word.
If you go in with no expectations, you may just fucking take the movie for what the fuck it is. And that was my whole takeaway from that. Because I had no expectations other than, oh, this is going to be bigger than the other Ant-Man movies. And I really want to see what Kang does. And I enjoyed myself. So,
Same.
Yeah, so it was, to me, it was good. It was the better Marvel movie in a little bit. In the past few Marvel movies. And apparently Johnny doesn't agree with that because he fell in love with Wakanda Forever somehow.
That makes one of us.
You're right. Wakanda Forever had a few things that I liked about it, but Shuri, I can't get past that shitty ass fucking character trying to take over. I know.
Yeah, I got past her. I stopped thinking about her.
I know. It's tough. It's so tough. I hate her so much.
I know, but
I get it.
Yeah, there was something that somebody like corrected me on some of the, because I said, there was a bunch of shit that I hated about Letitia, right? That made me hate Shuri. Somebody corrected me on a bunch of the stuff that didn't really happen, but it made it seem like it happened. And so I was like, oh, okay, maybe I don't hate Letitia Wright as much as I used to. So I can kind of get past some of those parts. So when I watched it again, it was really all the emotion of it. Everyone was super passionate. The film was made so well. It was, as an homage to Chadwick, fucking brilliant. I loved the nods, and I mentioned this the first time we talked about it. All the nods to the Aztec Mayan culture and just bringing in that whole culture into it was really dope. But
that was the best
I
part
just
about
felt
it.
like the way that it was made, it didn't feel like a Marvel comic book superhero movie. Like, even though those parts were about it, it was just so much beyond that. Angela Bassett better fucking win the Oscar. Like, she did such a fucking amazing job. When I watched this the second time, I'm like, holy shit, she crushed this role. Like, this is absolutely an Oscar-deserving nomination for Best Supporting Actress.
I got to rewatch because I don't remember thinking that when I watched it. I don't remember that jumping out like, yo.
Yeah. Angela Bassett definitely gave.
She gave a fucking performance.
A great performance, yeah. I remember even watching that, like thinking like she had the most heart in that. Other than the dude who played Namor, I think he put a lot of heart into that.
He was dope. I think
he put a lot of heart into the character.
I don't think he's going to catch an Oscar for it.
No. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying,
but
like,
he acted his ass off for what the character came for sure.
Facts. All right, so yeah, this is not a Wakanda Forever spoiler alert.
Agreed.
So, are we done with our Quantumania talk?
I'm it. That's it.
That's it.
All right, so guys, you know what that means. If you made it this far, you fuck with us. So that means we fuck with you. Thank you for tuning in. Remember to rate, review, subscribe to the podcast wherever you are listening. All right. If you are listening on Apple Podcasts, give us a dope review, whether you liked us or hated us, and we'll possibly put you on a T-shirt, regardless of, depending on what you say. And YouTube, if you are watching us on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the podcast if you are not currently subscribed. And if you want some merch, go to insensitivemerch.com. Stay drippy with Drippy. Cop you some dope ass merch. Some new stuff is coming soon. So, but other than that, guys, it's been a pleasure.
Word.
Peace.
Peace.